Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to demonstrate adding the burn transition to video clips in Clipchamp. Okay, you can see, well, this is my wallpaper here of some pigeons and ducks near the pond. But now I'm simply going to move the mouse pointer down and click this Google Chrome icon that's here on my taskbar. And I'm going to enter in the address bar www.clipchamp.com. Take me to the Clipchamp homepage. Alright, well, here's the home page. Now we'll move the mouse pointer up here and click the sign in icon here in the upper right. Okay, perfect. And you can see I have some options here, but I'm going to click continue with Microsoft. Obviously, now that currently Clipchamp is owned and operated by Microsoft. And I'm sorry for blurring my email address here. I just want to make sure I don't receive any spam email. Okay, so I'll click that now. Okay, well, neat. Now, this is the home area of Clipchamp on clipchamp.com, okay? But I want to enter the video editing area. So to do that, I'm going to move the mouse pointer up here and click this create a new video, start from scratch here. See this icon here? I'll click it now. Okay, that's excellent. When I clicked it, you can see it brought me into the video editing area, which is really nifty. Now, before I proceed any further, I'm going to move the mouse pointer up here and click in this input box to type in the title for this project, and I'm going to type in burn transition. Perfect. Okay. Now, before I import the media, I'm simply going to show you all this now. Here in the center of the screen, you can see the preview pane, and right above the preview pane, you can see the size icon here. When I mouse over it, you can see change aspect ratio. So when I click the size icon, we can see we have several options, but I want to make sure wide is checked because I'm going to be using two clips which are 1280 by 720 resolution. Okay, that's widescreen. But you can see we also have other options such as vertical, which is 9 by 16, which is great for YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikTok. And down here, for example, another example here, as you can see classic 4 by 3. Now that's the aspect ratio that used to be on the square screen televisions that we used to be able to buy years ago. Nowadays, you know, you can see all the televisions are basically widescreen, and monitors for that matter, computer monitors. So I'm simply going to move the mouse pointer up and click wide 16 by 9 to make sure that's checked, because that's what I'm going to be using. Because, as I said, the resolution of these two clips is 1280 by 720. Okay, now we'll move the mouse pointer to the left of the screen and click this import media here. Okay, and I'm going to have to navigate to my folder. Obviously, whichever folder you've saved your clips in is up to you, and you've stored it on your hard drive. You'll have to navigate to it for yourselves. But I'm going to click desktop here on the prompt box, and I'm going to find my clips, the clips folder that I'm going to use, and that's sample clips here. I'm going to double click that. I'm going to double click Clipchamp, and now I'm going to double click burn transition here. And now I'm going to import these two video files. So I'm going to click the one on the left here, hold down the control key, click the one on the right. Now I'm going to move the mouse pointer down and click the open icon here on the bottom right of the prompt box. Perfect. Now you can see I've imported the two video clips. And it's extremely important to remember that these two clips have only been imported. Clipchamp.com here is still referring to the clips which are saved on my hard drive in their folder. When you import your clips to your project, remember to keep them in the originating folder, okay? They're not really uploaded, they're just imported, and Clipchamp.com is referring to those files, okay? Okay, now, so awesome. I have to add these files to my timeline. So now you can see the clip on top there of the pond. Okay, I'm going to click the plus sign there to add it to the timeline. The plus sign on the bottom right of that clip. Okay, perfect. And now I'm going to move the mouse pointer down and click the plus sign on the bottom right of the clip on bottom there. Okay, perfect. Now you can see we can't see these two clips on the timeline very well. So I'm going to show you a little nifty little trick here. See these icons down here on the bottom right of the screen. You can see this zoom out timeline. It's a magnifying glass with a minus sign. That's the one I need. But you can also see zoom in timeline, which is a magnifying glass with a plus sign on it, fit timeline, and collapse timeline. But I need to zoom out timeline, so I'm going to click the magnifying glass with the minus sign on it. Perfect. Now, before I add the transition between these two clips, how about we simply watch these two clips, okay? So we can get a comparison. So I could move the position indicator back to the beginning. That's the position indicator here. I could drag it back. But the more efficient way I think right now is simply clicking the Seek to Start icon, which is on underneath, pardon me, the preview pane there. So I'm going to click the Seek to Start icon. Perfect. Now let's play these two clips. So I'm going to click the play icon under the preview pane. Okay, that was excellent. You just saw those two clips. Now, to add the transition, I'm going to have to move the mouse pointer to the left of the screen and click the transitions icon here. You can see we can scroll through these and see several types of transitions with several transitions under each type. But the one I want right now is under fades and blurs, and that's burn. So I'm going to click burn and drag it down and place it between the two clips. You see this, you can see it here, add transition. Okay, so the plus sign, perfect. Add transition there. We're going to drop it there. Now that's excellent. I've added the transition. Okay, now, so before we watch these two clips with the transition added between them, I'm going to export these two to merge them into a longer video file, okay? So to export, I'm going to move the mouse pointer to the upper right of the screen and click the export icon. And you can see video quality. Your video will export as an MP4 file. And under that, we can see several options. We have 480p for best for drafts, 720p, smaller file size, faster export. That's the one we're going to be using here today because the two clips were 1280 by 720. We also have 1080 there, 1080p, which is HD, that's high quality, which is also 16 by 9 aspect ratio. Now 4K, which is also 16 by 9, but we wouldn't have access to 4K here because you have to buy Clipchamp Premium to access 4K. You can purchase Clipchamp Premium by purchasing a yearly subscription, which runs about $130 Canadian as at the time I made this video. Audio only, will only export the audio. And of course, GIF, for videos 15 seconds or less, we don't have access to that right now because this video is just over 20 seconds. Okay, but GIF is not a video. It's just simply an animated image file, which you can use on a web page or your socials, okay? Okay, so now I'm simply going to click 720p here to begin the export. Okay, the burn transition is now exporting. Okay, awesome. Now, you can see up here in the upper right, burn transition made with Clipchamp. Okay, that's downloaded to my downloads folder. So be mindful of that. Clipchamp may save the video file to another folder on your hard drive, particularly your downloads folder. So you may have a second copy. Be very mindful of that. But what I want to show you, I think is more important here, is save to your computer. See this icon here? I'm going to click save to your computer to save it to the computer. And I'm going to navigate to the folder, navigate to the desktop, and okay, obviously whichever folder you use is up to you on your system, but I'm going to use sample clips here, which is on my desktop, and double click sample clips, double click Clipchamp, and I'm going to save it to the burn transition folder there, so I'm going to double click that. Okay, so we can see burn transition made with Clipchamp. That's awesome. Now I'm going to click the save icon that's on the bottom right there of the prompt box. Excellent, it's been saved. So now we'll move the mouse pointer up here and click the minimize icon there on the upper right of the browser window. And I'm going to find sample clips here, double click sample clips, double click Clipchamp, double click the burn transition. And now I'm going to double click burn transition made with Clipchamp. So let's just watch it now in Media Player, Windows Media Player. Okay, that was neat. Now I'm simply going to close the Media Player window, pardon me. That was Windows Media Player. I like Windows Media Player. Obviously, whichever player you use is up to you. But I'm going to close that now. Now I'm going to close the Burn Transition folder. Now I'm going to move the mouse pointer back down to the bottom of the screen and click the Google Chrome icon there on the taskbar. Nifty. Now I'm going to show you something else that's nifty here. I'm going to move the mouse pointer up to the upper left, and I'm going to click Keep Editing. Okay, that brought us back to the video editing area. Now we could theoretically, pardon me, make more edits here if you so choose. And now I'm going to move the mouse pointer up here to click these three bars up here in the upper left. This is pretty neat. Watch this. I'm going to click these three bars, and I'm going to click back to home here. And here we can see our saved project here. Our saved project is right here, Burn Transition. I'm going to click that again. Now that'll open our project again, and we can begin editing some more. Okay, this is the free online desktop version of Clipchamp, which you may find by pointing your browser to clipchamp.com. Remember, the programmers may change features, move features, or remove features entirely. Try to exercise some patience when you're using it. Other than that, I think it's an awesome program. Okay, feel free to ask comments feel free to ask questions in the comments section. Okay, well, thanks for watching. Thanks for your time.